I had to choose something like that keeps me going, it's just to write a good song. That's like the carrot that if you had to choose one that I'm chasing. So it's just playing shows and enjoying what we're doing.
Just seeing someone else enjoying it as we enjoyed creating it gets us excited, for me at least, to the point where I need to reel myself back and maintain control.
Pleasure and being centered aren't the same. You're pulling your hair out and it's hard work and it's frustrating. But you have to get to a place where you understand the benefits of it being frustrating.
Describe like a typical 48 hours on tour for you guys.
Hauling gear, so you get your powerlifting in. It's a full regimen. And then you get to be nervous, more or less, about, playing your parts right, the band showing up, everybody having a good time, things going to plan. Then everything kind of happens in a flash up there in like 30 to 45 minutes. And then you feel a lot of relief and like adrenaline, and you probably drink and do all the mistakes that make the first part of the day happen again. One thing that's certain is every show, there's a risk of not getting anything back. Don't bank on it being a net profit. So then when it is, it's great, but be willing to lose some maybe on those first couple of tours.
Just waiting for the venue to open up. Sound guy needs to set up the cabling and stuff for the stage, and then we need to set up all the gear for the night.
Has this happened before?
There's usually like a little bit of disconnect between the person working sound and the band showing up for the night.
It's a lot of wait time. It's a lot of downtime. The actual act itself is like 30 to 45 minutes. The truth is, like, Keith Moon was probably just eating a lot of pasta, like taking naps.
Everyone knows Keith Moon fucking loves pasta.
And I've known these guys since we were kids, so we're just joking around and laughing the whole time, and anything that happens that is negative, you just kind of whip it into like a comedy sketch, and then and then you move on.
Has there ever been a point where you guys have kind of butted heads regarding like roles?
It's always better to get another head, like as far as the songs, like I write them and then I give it to Zach and hope they critique as much as possible, like they can tear it apart as much as they want, kind of thing.
Really?
Like
you don't get offended?
Yeah,
we're all in this together.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever done anything maliciously towards each other just to tear apart their song.
Talk about last night's performance.
Last night was our first hometown show, and we all grew up together, so all of our friends from elementary school came out and supported us, and then we all went to a bar afterwards, so yeah.
Chase has a book of quotes and inspirational pick-me-ups for drummers. They're the punching bag of the whole band.
We got all the essentials, gear intermixed with chones. There's a care package, some oranges, cheese crackers.
How are drummers the punching bag?
Well, I mean, we get in the van and they just beat the shit out of me. It's the most like physical component of playing. Like my whole body's involved. I have to be mentally aware of what like my arms and legs are doing independent of each other.
Have they responded yet?
Yeah, they said someone should be here, and there's nobody here.
They left their mark, but your scars are the only way I can tell you apart.
What's going on in your head when you're setting up?
My thought is always DEFCON 5. Get everything done and be as professional and quick as possible.
Do you ever get jitters when you're about to perform?
If you don't have jitters, then you don't care, right?
I feel good when I'm nervously amped. I'm excited to play. Like, I'm ready to like go and do it.
As a creative, you go through the ups and downs of feeling like, oh my God, what I'm doing is so dope. But then you also have moments of severe self-doubt. Have you had that moment collectively as a band or as individuals ever?
Yeah, I mean, there have been times where you're creating, but then you're always wondering when is that going to stop? Whether I myself will keep that like going, there's always that doubt.
When you have feelings of that kind of doubt, to turn it inward for creativity at least, that you're doing it for yourself.
On a Chinese menu somewhere,
think in this day and age with like hyperactivity and things like that, we start trying to feel connected to other people, but in doing that we've lost like kind of a sense of ourselves. So like everyone needs to strengthen themselves for us to do anything collectively.
Creativity is driven by a little bit of selfishness. If it is truly about you and yourself and your experience with it, you shouldn't have much of an issue with the outside world. What bands or musicians would you kind of compare yourselves to?
Growing up, we all listened to The Strokes and Arctic Monkeys. You'll hear songs on the album that are more folky, and then other songs that are more punk rock.
Right.
So it's kind of a record of all the phases that we've gone through. I always thought if the song sounded familiar in a way, but you still never heard it before, like it was simple that to the point where it had a familiarity to it.
What is your guys' end goal?
I think for us, it's always been just the process of doing it. Any goal you would ever want will come of a process. So as long as you're focused on that process of just making the music, creating it, and enjoying yourself while you're doing it,
Right.
which I think we do, then I think you've kind of almost succeeded in that goal already.
If I had to choose something like that keeps me going, it's just to write like a good song. That's like the carrot that if you had to choose one that I'm chasing. So other than that, it's just playing shows and enjoying what we're doing.
Thank you guys so much for allowing us to, live a day in the life as a band on tour. That was awesome. As a Joy Boy, is that what you guys are called?
I mean,
What are your fans going to be
depends who
called
you
then?
ask.
Joy.
Joy people.
Joydom. I'm part of the Joydom now.